I still can't tell if it is or not. Hey! Oh, good. Okay, it's working. Okay, good. Had to make sure. So we're trying out the Mevo. So I just want to make sure I can see. Okay, there. Now I can. All right. I think the picture is a lot better on the Mevo, so I thought I would come on from here. How are y'all doing? Oh, good. It's my favorite time, too. So tonight we're going to be doing the kit, the last kit, the one before the swag. So can you hear me? Yay! Okay, good. So everything looks good then. Ha 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 ha! Thank you. I'm actually stuck. I've been stuck about 25 pounds from my goal, and I don't know. I know it will come off. It's just a lot slower than I want it to be. But that's okay. Alright, so tonight we're going to do our kit. Huh, Bella? See, you can even see Bella better. Hey, sweet girl. So I'm going to move this in a little bit so that we can get a better picture. Okay. Let's see. Right there. How's that? Can you see my whole table? I think you can. Alright, so smooth this out of the way. So I'm going to put this aside. You passed Sim's Pottery today? Oh, I love that place. You know that is one of my very favorite places. Okay, so there's a slight delay, so I'm just making sure that my table looks fine. Okay, good. Alright, so we're going to be using the 15-inch work wreath, the raised one. So I'm going to open my ties up. Cheryl's here. I saw Welcome Owl. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm a little stuck, but I'm hoping that it's going to start going again soon. I've lost a lot, so there's no surprise that it got stuck a little bit. So the kit came with these 3 colors. So this is the moss apple green, and then there was the golden brown and the orange. Okay? So what I did is I cut all of these at 30 inches. So let me tell you, since we did 3 colors, what that means is you can either get 2 wreaths out of this, at least with the mesh. You'd of course have to have another base and some more ribbon, but at least for the mesh, you could actually do 2 wreaths because you're only using 6 30 inches of each one of these. So there's several different ways you can do this wreath. You could cut all of them and you could layer it. So you would essentially be doing 2 ruffles in each one. Or you can do what we're going to do, which is just have the 18 30 inches and put them on as ruffles. Of course, you could also do the curly method if you wanted to, but we are going to do something a little different because we have so much mesh left. So I cut all these at 30 inches. I know, I love it too. Isn't it pretty? I just love that green. And I like the brown with the gold stripe in it too. It's really pretty. And it matches our sign. I don't have one of the other signs because I was short one side. Here you go, baby girl. So I only have the Harvest Blessings, but it really matches the sign perfectly. So this is my favorite thing, picking out the colors. So what we're going to do is we are going to lay it flat and we're going to ruffle it. Hey, Cherie. Alright, so we've got our ruffle. We're just going to put it down and tie it in one good time. Stretch it out. You hear that, boy? I know. Okay, go on to the next one. And I did cut every single ribbon. So I'll tell you that too. So the kit had, and of course if you didn't get the kit and you're just doing it yourself, I will tell you I had 5 yards of this ribbon, 5 yards of this ribbon, 4 yards of this ribbon, and 4 yards of this ribbon. Okay? So I cut every single one at 14 inches, and we're going to use every single one because I just thought it would be fun. So we just keep ruffling right up the center. And one of my viewers, Karen Marie, told me her great idea for when your hands hurt. And I think I remembered to bring that in today. Let's see. Whoops. I didn't tie it well. Okay. So ruffle it out against the one before it. Let's see. Did I? No. Yes, I did. Okay. So her idea was to get some gloves. So this is the gloves from the Dollar Tree, and it has this little, I don't know, Teflon coating or something on it. So you can put this on like this. Get your mesh. Let's see, we're going to do orange. And then use this as you're going up. And I guess I could have put both on, but I just wanted to show you. So then, this does two things, okay? So it helps you keep a good grip on the ruffle, and it keeps your hands from hurting. So I thought that was a pretty brilliant tip, so we have to tell her. Awesome job, because that was pretty brilliant. And it could help some people who have trouble with their hands, because there's lots of us out there. Okay, so I just ruffled against the one before it. Hello, how are you? Yeah. See, so you can just get some gloves like this. You know what else you could do? I think I have them in here. So I have, Lord knows where they are. I must not have them in here. I have these little tips that you can put on your fingers when you're working with hot glue. That would work as well. Hey, Mary. How are you feeling? All right. So I found out today the reason that I have been struggling to get over that food poisoning is because my iron was super low. So now I'm on iron supplements. So I should be back to normal pretty quick. Thank goodness. Yep, rubber tip. You know, you could also get some some of those gloves, you know, like the kind for your kitchen, that would work. Like any gloves that have some rubber on it would work. I just happened to grab those when I was at the Dollar Tree the last time, because I wanted to show you, because I thought it was a really awesome tip. So I appreciate her sharing that with me, or with us. Hey, Trixie! Okay. So we're just going to keep going around. Oh no, T, you pulled a muscle in your back? That is the worst. Well, you know what, Barbara? Now you know, just put something with rubber over your fingernails, and then you should be good to go. It can kind of make your fingers sore, but I think mine are kind of calloused from doing it so long, so it doesn't really bother my hands anymore. It used to at one point. Okay. Here we go. I love these colors. I love the summer, but I do love decorating for fall and for winter, Christmas especially. Okay. And it gets hot. Ooh, it gets hot here. Okay. Let's just ruffle it out. So has anybody been making anything new and exciting? What is wrapped around the wreath? Okay, so this is a work wreath, and it comes preloaded with these tinsel ties, essentially is what it is. They're just thicker than pipe cleaners, and they come already on the wreath. So it's really nice, especially if you make wreaths often, because it can take time to load on the ties when you're doing it with just the pipe cleaners. And so it just kind of helps a little bit to have them already loaded on. Sorry, I got distracted. I want to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay. So we're going to put a green here, because I don't want to put two oranges together. Since we have an odd number with an even amount, we of course are going to run into one. That's okay. And two of these meshes are the metallic, which just means that it has the little metallic thread in it. And the other one is just Deco mesh. It doesn't have metallic in it. So, and the reason is that the orange with the metallic in it is kind of thinner, and I wanted the brighter orange, and the one with the metallic in it just wasn't bright enough, I thought. So I didn't get that one. I got the regular one. Alright, so now we're going to start on the top. Oh, I mailed a whole bunch out today. I do too. I love to decorate too. And my mom is funny because she thinks we need to have a different wreath on the door all the time now, especially if one's been on there a little while. Huh, Mom? Alright, so I'm going to go up top. Put it down. Fluff it out. And I'll go through and open up my ties. It just makes it a little faster. Another great thing to do on the bottom is to run your hand around the edge and just make sure that you don't have anything that's sticking out that might hurt your door or someone else's. Because especially with these work wreaths, because they're putting these ties on with little pieces of metal, so that can get on your door and scratch it, and you really don't want that. So make sure to check it. Okay. I like the fall leaves. That's pretty. So you can get this same kind of mesh from Craft Outlet, but I do have a few left that I will be listing in my shop tomorrow. So these exact ones, I have about 7 or 8 of them left. I was hoping to find a few more signs, but they just couldn't find any more, so we're just going to list the mesh. So that'll be on either tonight or tomorrow. And now that we pretty much have the swag done and ready to ship out, we're going to pull out the first Halloween one. I have 2 Halloweens and I have 1 more of the fall. After we get done, I'll show you the swag and I'll give you a sneak peek of what's coming up next. I'm pretty sure I still have that mesh in here. Okay. Let me move my ribbons before I knock them over. Because you know I'm bound to knock something off my table at some point. Yes, I will. Thank you. I love these colors. You know what? I started out the same way. It's funny. So when I started doing them, I started doing them for my mother, and then for my mother-in-laws, and then I was doing them and giving them to my neighbors, and then I was taking them into work and hanging them on my door at work, and people would come down. So I worked right on the main hallway, and so people would come down the hallway and see the wreaths on my door, and they would stop in, because I worked in a hospital, and they would ask me, hey, can you make me one of those? And so that's how I got started, and that was about, when was that, 5 years ago when I started at that hospital? That's about 5 years ago. So that's about when I started selling them. I've been making them a long time, but actually selling them, it takes a little while before you feel like you're ready for that. You know, don't rush it. When you feel like you're ready, you'll know it. And you may never want to do that. You may just want to make them for yourself. And that's okay too. I did release my Thursday business tip today as well. I know I missed last week. I still have to figure out when I'm going to make that one up, but I did release one today, so I'm back on track. Today's was on marketing. Alright, so we're almost done with this part. Yeah, I like the swag. It turned out really pretty. And I don't even think I have it in here. I'll have to go grab it. But we'll do that when we're done. When we're done. Okay. Don't forget to fluff it out. Okay. There we go. So I love these 30-inch ruffles because they just make it fuller, and there's less of a chance for it to fray because it's longer. Now these rolls here don't really fray very much, so shouldn't really be a problem with this one. But you know, sometimes you get them and they can be kind of difficult. Okay. So on that last one, you have to do both sides. There we go. So we've gotten the base part done. See? Okay. Now, I am doing a little bit different with the ribbons. So this is what I did. So I cut up all the ribbons, and because of the amount that I had, I ended up with 12 of this color, 12 of this color, and then I have 10 of the yellow and 10 of the green. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of the tan and one of each one of the 1.5 inch together, and on the bottom each one is going to have that combination. Okay? So I'm just going to put it down in my tie and tie it 3 times, and then I'm going to pull it forward just like this. Okay? And you'll see why I did this. Okay. Yeah, 30 inches. So I'm just finding the center and tying it down, and then pulling it forward like this. Now if you have trouble with your ribbons, don't forget, just yank on them. It's not going to hurt them. You have to show them who's boss. Now knock something over. What did I tell you? See? It's a thing with me. I always have to knock something off the table. It's just what happens. Sometimes I knock lights over in here too. Although not so much now that I have them on the ceiling. I just have like a couple in here that aren't on the ceiling. They're 30 inches pretty often. That is true. Sometimes I do 20 inches. I don't do 10 inches that often just because you kind of have a tendency to have more fray. So if I'm going to double something up, I will do 20 inches. I won't do 10. Because I was spending so much time trying to clip off all the frays and trying to spray it that I realized it just wasn't worth doing the 10 inches. Hey Zora, how are you? So if you are in our PT&L Craft Dreamers group on Facebook, make sure you enter our banner contest. So somebody is going to win having their picture on our banner for a month. I think it'll be fun. I think that's fun. I like to do stuff like that. So I know you can't really see my face very well, but I want to make sure you can see my table and everything I'm doing. So if you can only see part of my face, that's why. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like it. Okay. All right. Hi, Donna. Okay. Carolyn, are you a member of the PT&L Craft Dreamers? If you're not, just make sure you go and request to join, and they'll add you in. And we actually have our moderators in here right now, so they can tell you a little bit more about it. So it's a free group. It doesn't cost anything to join it. It's just a fun place for us to share with each other, because I think it's very important that we support each other, because I can tell you that nobody has a wonderful business all by themselves. Everyone has somebody's support. So, and you know what? You may just want to interact with other people who like to do crafts like you do. Okay, so on the top, we're going to put the 3 1.5 inch together, but we only have enough to do 6. So we're going to put the 3 together like this, pinch it in the middle, put it on. And remember, this sign is pretty large, okay? So we're going to pull them out this way. So we're just going to stretch them out this way. And I wanted to show you that you can do this even if you don't have enough to do 3 in every single one. That's okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 and 6 of them, and we're going to do 2 of them, which are going to be where we put this sign. And it's not going to be hugely noticeable. And you know what? There are no rules. No rules in wreath making. So if you think of it, try it. Don't be afraid to try it. Whoops, somehow I got off. Okay, we'll figure that out. So I'm going to put the 3 on all the way around, like this. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is because this sign here is very large. So I want the wreath to be equally large, even though I'm not using a larger wreath. You can really extend the size of your wreath just by adding more onto it. And then the sign becomes appropriate size. So there are a couple reasons why I thought it would be fun to do this one, because most times you would look at this sign and think that it is too large for a wreath. But it's not. So we're going to see how that's true. Okay. sometimes I think it's fun to figure out how to put on something that's a little bit too small or a little bit too large. That's like a challenge. Okay. Alright, so we need to see. So we're going to put the sign on right here. So I want to put, let's see. I think I must have dropped one of my ribbons. I must have. Okay, I'll find it. So we put these these two together, and we're going to put it right here. Okay. And the other one, or maybe we just have, I think we just have one extra, right? That's what it is. We have extra. Okay. Is that right? Oh. Duh. Oh my goodness, just ignore me. I figured this out beforehand, and then I guess I sort of forgot. So we are doing 3. It's just that the third one is going to be this tan. So you will have 3 in each one. It's just that you're going to have the tan where the sign is going to be. Best laid plans and all that. Okay. So I'll fix this one. So let's add one here. See, and I even had them stacked together, and I took them apart. Okay. There we go. So we have all our ribbons on. So that's the way it looks with the ribbons on. So another thing that was in the kit were these little pumpkins. Aren't these cute? Whew, thirsty. Hi, all the ribbons are 14 inches. Yes, come join the group and post something in there. We would love to see your creations. So, I'm going to put these on last after we put the sign on. Aren't these cute? I absolutely love these. They have like these little leaves and some raffia, and then this little pumpkin. See, and I always keep the ones for myself that are missing little things on them, because you know it happens. Alright, so now we're going to put on our sign. Because before we do anything else, I want to get this sign on. So the kits came with these little adhesive mounts. Oh, we got to turn on Mr. Glue Gun. See, I am always forgetting that. Whoops. Hold on. I have the wrong battery. Just forgive my walking in front. Okay. There we go. I must have forgotten to change out the battery. Alright. So when I'm using these, I really only like to use them if I'm doing wood. So this is a wooden sign. Well, it's MDF. And there's a couple of ways that you can put these on, okay? You can, don't get upset, Bella. you can take a drill, drill a little hole in them, like that. And I can't believe Bella didn't get upset. Or you can take these. So these are adhesive backed cable mounts. So if you're going to use something like this, it's a really good idea to put some hot glue or something else on here, because it gets hot, especially if you store these somewhere where it's going to be hot, or you're going to have it outside on your door. These can fall off, so you want to have hot glue or something else on them. But I'm just going to use the drilled holes. So it just depends on what the sign looks like as to whether I'm going to do something like drill a hole. I do have some swag kits left, Melanie. I intentionally got more this time. Okay. So I just cut a couple pieces of wire. I like to use this silver wire just because it's a little harder to see. Okay, so I can just run it right through that hole. And then just tie it around the back. Now, the other thing that you can do when you're doing something like MDF, I think I have some in here. Yeah, okay. So you can get something like felt, cut a couple pieces of felt off, something sticky. And I won't actually staple it on, because if I do, my dog will freak out and run out the room because she really hates the stapler. So you just fold it over again, put some glue on this side, put it down. So this is a pretty thin sign on this part. Then you would just take your staple gun and you would take a pipe cleaner, put it on there, and just put a couple staples in there. You can also put a little tab of glue on top of that just to keep it in place. Another great thing to use is foam. So you know, you can get those little sheets of foam from the Dollar Tree, so those work really well. And I just have a regular staple gun. It's an Arrow T50P, so you can get those at any hardware store. But I have some because we've done some things. I'm not going to use it, Bella. It's okay. We've done some recovering of chairs and things, so they're pretty handy for that. It's okay, Bella. Come here. I'm not going to use it, I promise. Come on. It's okay. Come here. Come on, it's okay. Oh, she's not trusting that. Okay, so I have it tied on here, okay? And I can use this, or I can take some more wire and just tie it around. I can either run it through just like I did with that one, there. I know, she's sitting on the floor. She's not trusting that I'm not going to use that staple gun. She gets very upset if she sees that staple gun, poor baby. Bella, come here, girl. Come here. Bella. Nope, she is not having it. All right, so I've got the wire on. Whew. Y'all have to forgive me, I'm a little dehydrated. Okay. So we'll take this, we'll take our wires. Alright, so we've already planned out where the sign is going to go. I will just take this wire and I will just go right down, right through that mesh. Or if you happen to be on a tie and you can push it in between your mesh, then you just want to tie it on that top level. Okay? So I just twist it around the top, that top bar. Okay. So I'll do this one. So you want to pull it tight enough that it's not going to come off, but not so tight that you would squash your wreath. So ultimately what you would like, thank you, is when you shake it at the end, it is not going to move. It might move a tad, but it should not move significantly. I always do the shake test because the last thing I would want is to have one of my sides come off. That would just be horrible. Alright, so I'll just run this one through. And then tie it off. If you cannot get to it tied, just stick it right through your mesh. It's not going to hurt it. This wire will just go right through it. That's why it's great to use this wire. And this is just 24 gauge wire in silver. I just like the silver a little better. Alright, so I'm going to leave that one out so I can show you where it is. One more. Okay. So when I first got this and I brought it home and I showed it to my mom, she said, "That sign is way too big, Lori. It's going to look really funny." And I said, "No, it's not. Just wait." So what do you think now, Mom? You think it looks funny? All right, let's do our shake test. Okay, it's not coming off. All right, so this is where I tied it. So here's one. Here's another one. There's one, and there's one. Okay? So now you just want to straighten out your ribbons. Okay? And I tell you, one of the things that I really like is that when I put these kits together, people come up with things that are very different than what I did, and I think that's great too. You know, if you just have trouble picking out colors or if you have trouble finding things, then it's a great option for you. If you already have your own supplies, then it may not be. It just depends on you. Alright, so we've gotten all of this put on. So I wanted to show you one thing you could do with some of this extra mesh. Alright. So one thing you could do is you could take these, and when I'm cutting mesh out, oh, and I have to tell you, I am getting one of those mesh holders. I'm so excited. I can't wait to try it out. Okay. So you could take your leftover I like to cut mine all 3 at one time. Now let's do 10 inches. Might help if I open this up. Okay. Just one. We'll just do a few. All right. So now what you can do is you can take these, pull them apart, and do a little loose curl, just like that. Okay, and we're going to put them on the bottom. Okay, because we didn't have enough going on with this wreath already. So this just adds a little bit extra, uses up some of your extra mesh, and pulls out some more of those mesh colors. So you know, when you're doing a wreath and you put all these beautiful layers on and then you put ribbon on it, there's a lot of times you can't see the pretty colors underneath it. What happened with the other? There they are. Snake. Okay. So I just wanted to show you, it's fun to layer different types of methods on top of each other, and it just adds a little bit extra. And for this one, it adds a little bit more size to it and a little bit more depth. So then the sign kind of blends in a little better. Okay. So you could do it in every tie. You could do it in every other tie. You could just do it in a few. See, and I didn't tell you about this one, Mari. I'm sorry. I just wanted to give them a little something extra they could do. Just another idea. Okay. You can also do 2 together. So let me show you what that looks like. Well, let's finish this and then we'll cut a few more and I'll show you. Uh-oh, you fell asleep. Well, you know you can always watch it later. You want to go out, Bella? You okay? Come here, girl. She is mad at me. I am not allowed to touch that stapler. She's pouting. All right. So you know you're always going to have to futz with your... Whoop, that's all I had cut. Okay, let's cut a few more. You're always going to have to futz with those ribbons a little bit. Just kind of part of the territory. Okay. So a lot of times when I'm doing a wreath, if I want to add in a little bit of extra color or something, I'll just stick some curls in it. It's just a really quick, fun, easy way to add a little bit more interest, a little bit more dimension, and a little bit more color. And these colors work so well with that sign. I don't want to lose them. Okay. So now let's say you wanted to do 2. So you could curl them up. Just so you can see. Put 2 together. And you can tie that in. So see, that looks cute too. All right, I think we've gotten every tie we have. All right. So I probably wouldn't do this on the top. Well, let's see. Let's see what it would look like. Oh, we have our little pumpkins we need to put in. I think that's cute. So let's do orange on this side. And you know, I think the bottom gets lost a lot, so it's a really good idea to put things on the bottom. A.M. You sound like my dad. He was up here this morning at like 6 o'clock. Whew. Okay. My boys were awake at the crack of dawn. They had some new thing on their game they're playing, and they were up early. All right. Now, I think we have enough extra in there. Now we're just going to take these. I like to cut off a couple inches. Okay. And then I just like to cut off enough to make a hook. It just makes it gives you a little bit better surface to glue onto. So I'll just kind of hook them like this. And then I'll just put a little glue on it. Then I'm going to put it right in. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. Okay. So do this one. Boy, I tell you, this glue gets so hot on this glue gun. Okay, and one of the things that I like about the work wreaths is that these ties, they really do hold glue better because they're a lot thicker. It's almost like an evergreen. If you ever worked with an evergreen, they're really great to glue to. Alright, so I'm actually going to put this one up here, right here. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright. I think we're good. Let me turn this hot thing off. Alright, let me see if I can pull you back up. There we go. And there we have it. There is the harvest blessing. Now the other sign is very similar. It just had, I think it just had welcome on it, but the colors in it were very similar. So either one, I think is great. I really like how it turned out. What do you think? My glue gun came from Amazon. I think it looks great. I love the colors. Yeah, it's on my Amazon link. See, once again, I am missing conversations. I can tell. Do you like it? I like it. I like how it turned out. And of course, you can do it any way you want to. I think that's a lot of fun. All right, I did want to show you something I got in the mail today. So I got some signs in from Out in the Country Blanks. Look at this. I got it in 3 colors. I got red, green, and look at this turquoise. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this. She hand paints these signs. They're amazing. And then, look at this one. Let me get the plastic off. Look at that. I love it. And they're lightweight. Because, you know, sometimes when you get these signs, they're kind of heavy. But these are not. These are really cute. I think I'll keep the plastic in between them, maybe. Aren't these adorable? I know, I love it. I almost obsess as much about the signs as I do about the ribbon. I'm sign and ribbon crazy. So, aren't they cute? So we'll be doing something with these. Oh, thank you. Okay. So now, let me go grab that swag real quick because I promised Mari I will grab it. I'll be right back. You okay, Billy? You wanna go out, baby? Hi, baby girl. Okay, there it is. That is the swag. So it comes with 2 full rolls, the sign, the evergreen swag, the mesh, and all of these little, why can't I think of the name of it? Picks. The picks. All right, and then what you doing, baby? You want to get back up? Come on. All right, so one of the Halloween kits is going to be these legs and this little hat, and then you're going to get ribbons. One of them I think is green and the other one's purple. And then I'm going to show you how to make a little bow for her hat. And then we have, let's see, where is it? Oh. So for the other fall one, it's going to be this. I absolutely love this. Isn't this awesome? And the signs come with holes in them already. So I've decided to start carrying signs in my store. So along with the kits, I will have some signs. Aren't these gorgeous? I mean, these are so pretty. And they have the UV protectant on them. So they're just very sturdy signs. I really like them. And they're a good size. They're a good size for pretty much any wreath or swag. And then of course I have the ribbon with the little truck on it with the pumpkin. That's one of my new favorites. I don't know what I did with the mesh. It's here somewhere. Where is it? Is it over there? No. I don't know where I put the mesh. Lordy, where did I put that mesh? There's no telling where I put the mesh. But we'll put pictures out soon. I'm waiting on a couple of the ribbons. But I got new ribbons today. I'm so excited. I got some Christmas ribbon that is in the large rolls, and it's exciting. I can't wait. I'm gonna put some in my shop soon. I'm ribbon obsessed, what can I say? Okay, so do y'all have any questions? I do too, don't you? I mean, I'm obsessed with this sign. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I have some more signs on the way, so when I get them, I'll show them to you. Whew. I would love to have my own warehouse. That's my ultimate dream. Who knows if I'll ever get to that point, but I hope so. We'll see. The swag is going to be on the 20, hold on, let me look. On the 25th. So usually when I put out a kit, what I do is I give about 2 weeks, just in case something happens and somebody doesn't get their kit. I always keep a couple back, just in case somebody gets a sign that's broken or whatever. That way I can make sure that everybody has their kit before I do the live on it. So, and a lot of times I will do a taped version of it as well. I didn't do it on this one just because I have had food poisoning. So I didn't quite get to it. But that's okay. We had fun doing it together. Absolutely. So my plan is that I will, if I put a kit out, I will have just ribbon kits and just signs in case you really can't do the whole thing. If you can't afford the whole kit, you may just want to do the ribbons and the sign, or one or the other. So that kind of gives you more options. And you know what? Everybody's budget is different, so I try to keep things as low as I can. Hi, baby. Keeping in mind, you know, what people's budgets are, especially if you're trying to make wreaths to sell them. Because if you spend $60 on supplies, well, then you're going to have to sell it for $120 just to really make a profit, and that's not really the situation you want to be in. So, what are you doing, Laura? What'd I miss? Hey, Terry, you can just follow the link to my Etsy page. It's designed by HWM, and that's what my Etsy page is. And there's also links in the descriptions of my videos. I always have a link in there. And make sure you check out the new Thursday tip. It was on marketing. So, out in the country, blanks and more. Yes, that is where I got the Santa signs. What did I do with those? Yep, and this turkey. I mean, oh my gosh, how cute is that? I bet you $5 that my brother is going to claim this as soon as he sees it. I don't know why, but every year when I make one on Thanksgiving, he thinks he has to have it. So, my guess is he's going to want it. And my mom's already claimed the swag, so she's already said that the swag is hers. I do make money, I just don't make a lot. But I'm not trying to make a ton. I just want to make enough to, you know, supplement. Pay for my boys' homeschooling. So, it's okay with me. Alright, I so enjoyed y'all coming and hanging out with me. And thank you, I just want to say thank you for buying my kits and shopping from my store. It really does help me. It helps me to be able to afford to buy all this stuff so I can do the tutorials for free. Because I don't really ever want to get to the point where I have to charge people for tutorials. It's just not something that I feel led to do. So, I'm more of a business type person. So business I feel different about, but for wreaths I just feel like I should share it. Just feels like what I should do. Yeah, she's always hanging out with me. That's my buddy. This morning I even had both dogs up here. Oh, I'm sorry, Maggie. It'll be posted out here in just a little bit. Thank you. Well, y'all have a wonderful night, and thank you for hanging out with me. And I'm going to take this down and show it to my mom. Oh, I had to figure out how to end it. See, I'm not used to this because this Nebo thing is new. Alright. So I will see y'all on Sunday. Y'all have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in a couple days.